What's up, guys? Zero Limits RC here. Just want to give you guys a little more in-depth look at the Arma Granite. I'll show you the suspension, stuff like that. It's actually not as springy as I thought it would be, or thought it was. Oh, got a battery going off. Alright. I tried to use the Traxxas 19 tooth pinion, but the motor plate on the Granite, it doesn't allow the motor to slide back and forth like it would on a Traxxas transmission. You don't have much play. So what I think I have to do, I think I have to mod the plate a little bit by dremeling it out just a little bit, see if that helps for the bottom screw to have more play within the plate. So I got the stock pinion on here, and it's only a 15 tooth, so you're really gonna, your top speed's it's not gonna be very high. I think probably hitting a little over 30 miles an hour on a 2S pack. So I'd definitely like to run somewhere around 20, 21, or at least test out a 20 or a 21 tooth pinion. But I'm not worried about that right now. Front suspension. It doesn't even want to hit the table, the ground. I think it's pretty solid right there. I've ran 3 2S packs through this truck in the past couple of days. It seems to be holding up just fine. I've flipped it over, I've wrecked it. You know, all the normal bashing stuff. The VXL, the ESC, I just have it Velcroed down right now. It's not going anywhere. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make my own plate, screw the ESC down to the plate, and then attach the plate to the holes that are already here from the old ESC. You see all the dirt fall out of it. See right here, it's almost perfect with the VXL, except for there's not much room from the receiver case, so that's just where I put it for right now. I'll get to that later. I have 5 or 6 of the Skylipo 4400, and it's a 30C burst. I got a few of these. I got a few of the SPC packs. I don't use NIMS anymore. I think the last NIMS I had were 8-cell Duratrax 5000s, I believe. I had them for almost 2 years. They were still kicking, and I gave them to a friend of mine. I gave them to Crazy B. So yeah, these are decent packs, and they're cheap. So if you guys are looking for lipos, I recommend SPC and Skylipo, and I'll show you guys how the battery packs fit in. Now this one is my SPC Lipo 5000 25C. Voila. Simple. Now I'll show you guys the Skylipo. Now I don't know the exact dimension of the batteries, but they fit the Slash, they fit the Rustler, they fit the two-wheel drive Stampede, the four-wheel drive Stampede. So they're pretty much standard packs, and they fit. So I've got no complaints with the battery compartment whatsoever. I like it. You don't need to take off the body to change the battery. It doesn't really sound like a big deal, but then you lose your body clips. I don't know how many I lost just in the dirt, in the grass. And there's other ways to save your body clips. You can use like the little rubber bands or magnets. Some people put magnets under their bodies, which is pretty cool, but I like this idea of putting a battery underneath. Now you don't want to take a blow to this bottom portion right here. You know, say if you take a jump and you land on a big rock or a tree or something, you don't want that to get damaged. I would put, and what I'll probably do is when I put a battery in here, I'll put a piece of foam between the battery and this compartment right here, and I'll show you what I mean. There. At least the battery will be protected from an impact, at least a little bit. I wouldn't worry about that as much. I'm okay with that. I'm going to show you guys the issue I have with putting in the VXL motor. The shaft on the VXL is longer than the stock Mega motor. So what happened was the end of the shaft right here was rubbing against the gear cover. So what I did was I was like, alright, well, I'll back the screws off a little bit and then, just see what happens. Well, I end up losing the gear cover somewhere in my yard, neighbor's yard, somewhere. It's gone. So I have to get another one. What I was going to do was right where the shaft touches the gear cover, I was just going to drill a hole so this could at least, it wasn't going to poke through, but maybe it would have been flush with the outside of the gear cover. And then I think that would have been fine. So I'll have to pick up another gear cover. I'm going to get some more pinions because without the gear cover, I'm sure I'll end up losing the pinion too. I've done that once or twice, not running gear covers. The gear cover actually catches the pinion and keeps it inside there, so you can get it out. Without the gear cover, the pinion can fly off, and who knows if you can find it through all the grass and dirt. So couple things I have to do. The axles are holding up. They look pretty good. The heat. When I ran the 2S packs with the VXL, I did a temperature test on the motor. The motor was about 117, and the ESC wasn't even breaking a sweat at 93. So that was pretty good, and it was 75, 77 outside. No issues with the servo. The servo has been great so far. I know a lot of guys complain that RTRs have slow servos, but I really don't mind them. I don't mind the Traxxas ones. I'm not a racer, so I don't need to take corners sharp or fast, or I'm a basher. As long as those tires turn, I'm good. everything seems to be okay. Still waiting on something to break. I'm thinking these shock caps will pop off eventually. I don't think I really want to mess with the suspension right now. I think it's okay. I'll have to wait and see until I get it out on the trails to see how it behaves. But overall, I'm impressed with this rig. I like it a lot so far. I had a two-wheel drive Stampede. I pretty much still have it, but it's disassembled. I still have the chassis and all the parts and stuff, but at the time I wanted to have a backup VXL system and radio and stuff in the field with me in case something failed on my Slash or my Rustler. So that's why I took the Stampede two-wheel drive apart. And I'm going to compare this to the two-wheel drive Stampede. I like this more than the two-wheel drive Stampede. There's more character to this. It's just a beefier two-wheel drive monster truck. I just think it's great. Now, buying a brushed Mega Granite versus a Stampede brushed, the Traxxas brushed XL5 is way better than the Mega. I'll say that point blank. The Mega is something that you could probably I compare it to my truck. Maybe a Midnight Pumpkin or a Lunchbox. That's how fast that thing's gonna go. That's how slow that thing is gonna go. Now, putting a VXL in a say the Stampede VXL versus a Granite VXL or a Granite brushless, whatever, Sidewinder, Tekin, brushless, whatever, I would take the Granite over the Stampede. And this is 4 or 5 days into owning this truck. So, because I know with the Stampede two-wheel drive, was breaking bulkheads, the cambers, you name it. The skid plates on the Stampede, caster blocks. Already, this truck is tougher than the two-wheel drive Stampede, and I'm not knocking the two-wheel drive Stampede at all, because there was once a time where that was my favorite truck, until I got my E-Max and my T-Max and my Slash. So, but my opinion, me personally, I would take this truck over a Stampede two-wheel drive. That's just my 2 cents.